Lately in my state, there's been some debate as to whether or not the governments should uh, make wearing a mask in public mandatory. And that we're even voting on this issue makes me feel like we're in the bizarro universe. The Attorney General has stated that it's up to the local municipalities. And some local municipalities are passing ordinances and some are not. And I mean, to me, I haven't worn a mask but once, and that was because I had a meeting with a company that requested that we wear them. And I look at it as, if I'm doing, if I'm coming in your house and you want me to take my shoes off on the carpet, I will. But other than that, I'm just doing it as a courtesy to you, to somebody's request, somebody that I want to do business with. I don't do it on my own. So I started thinking, well, what would convince me that I need to wear a mask for this quote unquote pandemic? And what would convince me is that if the government, short of people dropping dead in the streets, that would probably be very convincing. I still don't know anybody that's died from COVID, and I don't know anybody that knows anybody that's died from COVID. And you got to figure, since we're only at about 120, 130,000 people dead, that's less than 3,000ths of a percent of the population of the United States. So, for you to know somebody, if you're not in the medical field, you knew 10,000 people, you had 10,000 friends, the odds of one of them being, dying of COVID is still relatively improbable, relatively small. But short of people dying, dropping dead in the streets, what would convince me? Well, we're told that we're at war with this invisible enemy, but we're not really acting like we're at war. Government shut my business down, my little puny business down, for 3 months. Meanwhile, Walmart was wide open, Lowe's was wide open, Costco was wide open, Home Depot was wide open, the grocery stores are wide open. Pretty much everything that's quote unquote essential was wide open. People were at Lowe's by the thousands in my state on the weekends and during the week. And they weren't just getting necessities, they were getting weed and feed, plants for the garden, paint to paint the bathroom. It was a vacation for people. Yet we're at war. Right. Now they've started to open everything back up. Things are starting to open back up, but they're debating, about making people wear masks. That doesn't doesn't pass the litmus test of logic. If we're opening back up, why are we forcing people to wear masks? Why weren't we wearing masks, during the quote unquote shutdown where thousands of people were at Lowe's every weekend? So I need more than a mealy-mouthed response to this scamdemic by the government than all of this silliness, right? This fakery. They talk a lot, but the actions are inconsistent with the language. So, when I see the government shutting us down, shutting everybody down and saying, okay, Lowe's can remain open, but they're mandated where, you show up, you get the one item that you need because it's an emergency. Your toilet exploded and you've got to clean the water up and you got to fix a pipe or whatever. Um, but if you come, trying to get your weed and feed or your paint, you could just turn around and go back home. Right? When they start taking the civic centers and the auditoriums and they turn them into makeshift hospitals, and they put all the, instead of, in my state, they laid 900, one hospital laid 900 workers off because, elective surgeries, elective procedures are not essential. Well, these medical workers that they laid off are still medical workers, still trained. We're at war. You wouldn't, if you're at war with the Nazis, you wouldn't send a third of your troops home. Go, hey, we don't need you guys. You guys are not, trained in, M16 operations, so you guys can go home. No, you put an M16 in their hand and say, here's how you work it. Now go fight the Nazis. But that's what you do when you're at war. What we did was we said we were at war, and then we acted like it was a game. So, yeah, the response is going to have to be more convincing for me to believe that this is anything more than political. This is uh, this is a liberal attempt at forcing everybody to quote unquote take a knee. Take a knee. Right? Can they use government to force you to comply with something that you shouldn't have to do if you don't want to do, and that you don't want to do? Right? Can they use government to force you into submission? That's the way it feels. That's the way it looks to me. Not buying it. I have no problem with you wearing a mask. If you so choose, for whatever reason, choose what's best for you. I expect the same courtesy. Allow me to choose what's best for me. If not, then we're at war. Politically, we're at war. You're trying to use government to force me to do something that I choose not to do for whatever reasons. Then we're at war. I'm at war with you politically. That's it.